Hi, I'd like to introduce you to Subaru. This is Subaru. You can see that it comes in a nice easy packet, and what it is a self-adhesive that bonds to pretty much any material such as glass, wood, ceramics and steel, and at room temperature it actually cures to form a tough flexible silicone rubber that's both waterproof and dishwasher proof. And it can also withstand temperatures down to -50°C and also up to 180°C, meaning that it's heat and cold proof. It's also UV resistant, and it's great for insulating electrical wires as well. So one of the things that people have done with Subaru is they've used it to fix wires and cables, such as when the cable's gone a little bit faulty, like that. And I'll be showing you images of that being fixed over on the blog post. What I'd like to do with Subaru is do something a little bit different, and that's make an iPad case. So what you'll need to make your iPad case is obviously your pack of Subaru. You'd also need some wrapping paper, some sticking black plastic, scissors and an old book. The first thing to do is take your old book and take the pages out of the inside. So once you've taken out the pages from the inside, then what you do is choose a wrapping paper of your choice. I've gone for a comic book theme because it's one that I really like. You then wrap the skeleton of the book in the wrapping paper, like so. And I chose to do the inside as well, but that's entirely up to you whether you please. The next step is to cut out the sticky back plastic. Now this is optional, it's something that I wanted to do just to give the case added protection, to make sure that if anything did get spilt onto the outside, then at least it's got some kind of waterproof backing, because obviously water would go through the paper and make it quite messy. Okay, once you've covered your case in sticky back plastic, it should look all nice and shiny like that, which is lovely. And now comes the really fun part. Now, quick top tip here: if you cover your iPad or tablet or whatever it is that you're making the case for in cling film, it will stop the Subaru sticking to it. Otherwise, you might actually end up sticking the iPad in place. So just cover your iPad in cling film first. So first things to do is to measure out where the iPad is going to fit. So placing it onto the tab, onto the box. What we're now going to do is mark out the locations of the hooks, and I'm going to do this with a pen, and I'm just going to mark out the top corners of where the iPad is. I'm going to do that on all four corners. This just gives me an idea of where to put the hooks. Here comes the fun bit. You get to open up a packet of your Subaru. So I've chosen black, which is here. You snip open the packet and take out the Subaru from inside. Now, I like this. It feels like Play-Doh. So you get to mould the Subaru with clean hands. Just play with it a little bit, make it a little bit mouldable, and then place spot markers onto the iPad book so you know exactly where the hooks are going to go. Okay, so if you can see down here, I've now got little spots and another one there of where I'm going to fit the hooks. So now what you do is you take 4 pieces of the Subaru and roll them into balls, placing your iPad back in place. Create long sausages for them and stick them on top of the previous Subaru. Okay, so here's the Subaru in the corners. You now start to bend over the sausages over the top of the iPad to create little hooks in all the corners. And your iPad cover should look something like that. You now need to leave the Subaru to dry for 24 hours overnight, and then once it's become dry, you can actually flexibly move the hooks up to remove the iPad, and there you go, an iPad cover with Subaru. Here is my personalised Subaru iPad cover which I have made. It's used using wrapping paper and sticky back plastic and also Subaru. As you can see, when I open it inside, the iPad's still inside, the cling film still on the iPad whilst I wait for everything to dry. But as you can see, it's a perfect fit, the hooks are still in place on the corners, and it gives me my own personal iPad case that nobody else has got. It's got a hard cover because I used a hard book, which means the iPad is very well protected as well. It's also waterproof because I've covered it in sticky plastic.